Welcome Sagittarius to my channel, Mending Tree Tarot. This is a general reading for you for the month of July. It is a general reading, so it may not resonate for everyone, but please take what resonates for you and leave the rest behind. I do take pop-outs, and that can take a little bit of time, so I've done all of that ahead of the recording here in order to kind of expedite the process a little bit. I have pulled some oracle cards to get a general feel of the reading. To begin, for that I've used Wisdom of the Oracle by Colette Baron Reed, and then I have tarot cards in order to kind of clarify all of that. And for the tarot for this month, I'm using Edgar Allan Poe tarot cards, so switching it up, making it more dramatic. So to start here, you did get the Imagine card. Now, you did get this in reverse. I do want to say that. Not a bad thing. Mostly what this is kind of speaking to is that there have been some things you have been kind of creating, and in fact, the creating that you've been doing is at times been more imagining and maybe not actually like creating a false situation for yourself, and also speaking to the possibility of perhaps focusing on things that did not work out so great before. So you'll start to think positively, and then you'll kind of fall into, oh, but this happened in the past and this happened in the past. So what it's saying here is don't do that, okay? Don't do that. You need to really try to have realistic thinking, because the negative situation is also not thinking realistically as well. Overly grandiose, hopeful thinking also is not realistic, but at the same time, to think that, things are always going to work out in a bad way or like they have always before is also not a good way to think about it either. So this is just the main part here, is to have really positive thinking and stay grounded and to stay in this moment. Okay, a lot of your cards that you received here are really kind of talking about that. But then you have Orphaned. So in the upright position, this is really talking about you being really understanding that the best thing that you can possibly do in order to help you create and to feel abundant and to bring things towards you, especially more things that you want, is to really be yourself. And that's it. And not, you know what, you're not going to be for everybody, and that's okay. You don't need to be everybody's cup of tea, but you do need to be honest about who you are and being the best version of yourself that you can be, instead of trying to be what everybody else wants you to be. Because that's the only reason, or the only way, that you're going to actually attract people and the things to you that really resonate with you, that you're going to be happy with in the end. So don't try to do things to make everybody else happy. It's about being true to who you are. And then we have To the Sea. This is really talking about just being in the flow of things, right? Allowing things to come your way. Have your goal, have your plans, imagine what it is that you want to actually have happen, and do all that, and then allow those things to come to you and to be in the flow of life, because ultimately you have everything that you need. You don't need anything else in order to make these things happen. You have it all, okay? So really go with it, allow it to come to you. And then we have Message in the Bottle. So this is really kind of saying that as we follow all these things, if this is really kind of a step-by-step guidebook that the tarot cards have been giving you in this reading this month, it's about having the right thought, being true to yourself, allowing things to come to you and to be in the flow of life and not kind of swimming against the current. And as you do all of this, it is going to come to you. So you are going to have things kind of coincidentally come your direction, and this can come actually in the form of messages, but also in general that the universe is going to be working with you, and things are going to start flowing towards you in your direction, and you'll start to see opportunities that make their way to you because of this action. Okay. Moving on to the tarot in your first row here. So you have the Five of Wands and the Four of Wands. So wand energy. What I thought was interesting looking at your spread here is that this, for me, mostly kind of talks about relationships. last month it was a lot about business and that kind of thing, but it seems that for a majority of the read so far anyway, it's been talking about relationships. And the way that I'm kind of picking this up is you may have had a relationship that did not go that well, right? In the past, there was a lot of conflict, you fought a lot, right? You were hoping and you were wishing that this was going to be your happy home, happy family, and this could have been a very committed relationship. You may have actually recently gone through a divorce. As a matter of fact, this was being told to me at this moment in time. It was a very serious, high level commitment, that there was just all this infighting that happened constantly, right? And this just wore you out. So kind of what you've been doing in this moment in time, showing in the current row, is that you have the Four of Swords and then you have the Ace of Cups, okay? So you've been taking time out and you've been doing healing, you've been doing resting, you've been doing the inner work that you need to do, right? In order to really recover. That's what you've been doing, recovering and healing from all this past hurt, pain. Just it's exhausted you. I get a lot of that energy in this reading up until this point. But there's something new that's coming to you. There's a new offer that's being presented to you that you're going to be happy with. You're going to feel fulfilled and contented. It's, somebody's going to be coming at you in a way that is going to change the tide is changing about your emotions and how you're going to be feeling. So instead of being really kind of exhausted and tired, there's going to be something that wakes you up again and brings you back to life, right? Because you've been in this place where you've been feeling down. So this is actually a really nice thing. And this offer that you're going to be receiving is going to be a solid offer. This is going to be a new thing. You're going to feel solid. This is going to be stable relationship, and also that there's going to be some kind of psychic bond between the two of you, and that there's going to be a very nurturing energy. So this is going to be a very stable and nurturing energy where you're going to both kind of be taking care of each other. This also, the person could be financially stable as well, and they're bringing that with them, their coin, in order to help support you financially, but not necessarily, as we all know, it's not always the support and abundance in a relationship that we all want and need. Sometimes, we have that ourselves. We don't need the money so much, but we do need the emotional support, which is what they're going to be offering you. But it also could be coin. So that, bonus there. But in the roles here can be reversed. So it can also be that you're the one who's really offering the nurturing, loving element to this other person that they've really needed. But there's going to be this really kind of psychic, emotional bond between the two of you. This is really going to be a real change from what you have been experiencing. So you're just kind of allowing yourself with this new relationship that's emerging. Also, if it's not a divorce, I do want to say this too, because this had also kind of come to me with these two cards, that you could be meeting this person in a place where so either in a work situation, somewhere where there's a lot of competition. So either it's that you have a hobby where you're in sports and there's a lot of competitive energy that way, you can meet them in a place like that, or in a work situation where there's a lot of competitive energy, but that it's really going to be a really good, solid relationship that is going to bring you really happy home, happy family kind of situation. So that's amazing, Sagittarius. There are good things coming. So you've been tired. That is coming through here, all right? And that you've kind of been waiting for things to happen, and perhaps, I'm going to say with the Oracle cards, that it's more leaning to that you've kind of become a doomsdayer as far as maybe relationships or your future in relationships are going to turn out, but you can't think that way, right? There is something that's going to be very different coming your direction from what you have been experiencing, and it's really going to be a beautiful, loving kind of situation. All right, I am going to pull Oracle card from the Shaman's Dream Oracle for you in order to give some advice for you this month. Thank you, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. What advice do you have for Sagittarius for the month of July, please? Looking for, okay, 2 cards you get so far. Been getting 2 cards. So you have Unmarked Trail, Revelation, and Dust Devil. Okay, I am going to read from the book on these so that you get a very clear picture of what it is that they're trying to say here. So I'm going to start with number 57, Unmarked Trail. I'll get this so you can see it more clearly. An unprecedented experience, discovery, revelation. You are called now to embark on a sacred journey. The Arthurian knights, in their quest for the Holy Grail, had to make sure to take an unmarked trail that no one had ever followed, or they would not accomplish their goal. Likewise, you must enter the darkest forest of your soul via a route as yet undefined to find what you seek. The manicured paths will bring you only temporary pleasure and later great pain. Stop it! You already know there is no reward at the end of the road you are following. You are only killing time. Pause, breathe, and commit in your heart to a sacred endeavor. Vow to not look for old solutions that may have worked with past challenges. Get out of character, try the outrageous, and keep your quest private. Now is not the time to speak of the voice that called you to embark on the unmarked trail. That time will come. The unmarked trail can be a sign that you have already made a choice, even if you do not want to acknowledge it. Be at peace with what your heart knows to be true. Your heart has already been made up, and your mind will follow. Pack lightly, taking with you only essential beliefs that you know to be trustworthy under all circumstances. The universe has your back. Sorry, I kind of got out of the way to let you see it. Okay. And then we have 15, Dust Devil. Moving out of stagnation. Get this so that you can see. Embrace the chaos. Trust in the process. Moving out of stagnation. The presence of the Dust Devil causes a ruckus. Some people are afraid of his chaos nature or chaotic nature, believing that he comes to intentionally stir things up. The truth is, you can't expect this dream ally to behave, to be niceness, to be clean. His power is in the mess he creates as he calls for you to engage in the full cyclone of life. He represents two aspects to you now. The winds of your outer life appearing to throw you off course, where you assume the world is coming at or happening to you, and the winds that turn inside you, with the Dust Devil arising from your dreamscape to help you escape your invisible chain shackling you to a barren desert. Stop asking for things to be perfect. Awkward, messy, conflicted, exuberant, and wild is how you shift. Trust this process. The Dust Devil knows what you need when you need it. Once things settle, you will see the gleaming jewels awaiting your discovery, the wisdom awaiting integration. All right. That's a great reading, Sagittarius. All right, I'm going to leave it there. So thank you for joining me here today. I'm truly grateful. And for more clarification, check out your sun, moon, and rising signs. And there will be a pick a pile reading for the month as well once I'm done reading all the zodiacs. And if you like what I do, please like and subscribe. It helps others find the channel and it lets me know it resonates with you. Down below, you should find a link for tips and donations if you choose to support the channel in that way. It is not expected, but genuinely appreciated if you decide to. Thank you so much, Sagittarius, and I will see you next time.